is just fantastic. Back in 2016-2017 YouTube, there was a star born. The star was born because this particular individual was quite critical of religion, more notably Christianity and Islam, within his home nation of Singapore. His name is Amos Yee. The only clip I have of him from his original channel is this.
Let's strive for equality.
As you can see from the face of it, it is top-tier intellectual stuff. Now, he had been charged because he made fun of the death of somebody and then went on to criticize faiths quite aggressively. I can't show any of this, though, because his channel got terminated a few years later. We'll discuss that when the time is correct. He was, because of his language, actions, attitudes towards religion, he was charged, he was put in prison, he was freed, he carried on, and eventually he left. Now, the reason he left was because a lot of those within the anti-SJW community, more notably Logicked, not a shot at him, I promise, supported Amos and his ability to speak freely, especially on the subject of religion, which we all supported. We all supported it because Amos Yee to us was a very young, very, very young man who at the time held so much promise because he was entertaining and he was good and capable of debunking bad arguments made by those that are religious. To give Amos Yee's life a bit more context in Singapore, he was jailed twice, in 2015 and 16. In 2017, Amos Yee fled Singapore and was granted asylum in the United States after being detained at the O'Hare Airport by immigration officials. After that, Amos Yee started living with a family. And this is where the story gets a little weird, because Amos Yee not long after started espousing certain ideas. These ideas are not good. No, these are bad ideas. I would show you, but sadly, most of the videos he originally made were gone, because in May of 2018 his channel was terminated.
It's your boy, Amos. I'm totally not a paedophile, but I'm going to dedicate my life to defending paedophilia. Yee got fucking yeeted off of fucking YouTube. Right? Now, I don't feel his voice should be silenced because, like I says, even though he has absolutely abhorrent fucking opinions that I don't want to have, like, I don't want his opinions to have any kind of say in, you know, our laws or anything like that, but he still has every right to say them.
No F in the comments for that. The comments circled around the age of consent and, well, essentially NAMBLA, or MAPS. The discussion about what people can do with children in a more extracurricular, let's go to prison for the rest of your lives and get absolutely annihilated by your cellmates hobby. Understandably, the anti-SJWs absolutely pounced on this, because it felt like one of the biggest betrayals within the community that he was a part of. At the time, many were starting to question whether or not he was trolling or not, so there were a number of debates, more notably on Andy Warski's Warski Live channel, which then had a bunch of guests including Romy Millennial, Hunter Avalon, Blair White, talk to him, question him, try and understand his beliefs. He also appeared on Count Dankula's channel a few times. The streams are, by the way, still up on his channel, and you can really understand that Amos is trying desperately to believe what he says, desperately trying to believe it, but it's so difficult to believe him because all the sources he cited have been debunked. His argumentation is of an intellectually stunted dead rabbit. He also had a very interesting debate with Destiny, and Destiny is the one person I really wanted to see debate him, and it was spicy. I'm going to link all below, by the way. I can't play them. I cannot play these debates because I don't want to, let's say, cause any trouble for my channel since I've recently started getting age-restricted content alerts. I do want to go back slightly, just again, one last time, because there was one other thing that happened before his little fall from grace. He featured on the renowned, uber-liberal Dave Rubin's Rubin Report to discuss Singapore, free speech, Free expression. Because that's what culture warriors do, yo. Now back to this nonsense. When this happened, when Amos Yee decided I'm going to be a massive tool, my dear friend Marking Bad and I were sat in a Skype call, I think it was, or a Google Hangout, and we said, we're going to spam him with pictures of Chris Hansen. So Marking Bad set about trying to earn the block he so desperately wanted on Twitter. And I, being the super lovely guy that I am, a helper, a real community man, retweeted every single one of them. Even if it was a retweet of my retweet, I would retweet it. I would retweet everything. I retweeted so many pictures of Chris Hansen at Amos Yee on every tweet he tweeted. Because of Marking Bad, I lost hundreds of followers. It was delicious. Amos Yee took this like a pro, by the way. I do believe he actually blocked Marking Bad. I know I got blocked eventually as well. Interesting to note, I don't actively go looking for fights. But with Amos I made an exception. It was for the greater good. And I'll be honest, I think everyone felt a lot better when they found out they were blocked by somebody who couldn't argue in good faith and had to rely on debunked, not peer-reviewed studies that argued in favour of children-adult relationships. Right. Metica also had a disagreement with Amos Yee, and this one was interesting to me, because this particular one was the one that made me very much aware then that Amos Yee was trolling.
I do great, motherfucker. How do you do, piece of shit? So what did you want to talk about?
What, do you have like counter arguments about my pedophilia, or are you just gonna, ad hominem?
Well, I like I said, I got 5 minutes for you, Armand White. What do you want to talk about?
No, like, what the hell? You have people want you to destroy me. I'm assuming you have counter arguments, unless you don't have any. Are you?
Well, I don't believe the whole shtick to begin with. I think you're just a huckster.
A few moments later.
Call all my, ad hominem. Say I'm trolling whenever you don't have an argument.
You are. I know, and it bothers you when you get called on it. I know that really is what pisses you off the most, when people see through your shit and then say it openly. Look at you smile. Look at that smile. It's adorable.
Man.
Look at that. Look at that smile. You know that. That I'm right. You know that I'm right. That's why you can't stop smiling. You're like, oh God, I gotta keep this up. I gotta get angry.
I think you misconstrued a smile of you think this is the smile of me destroying Mr. Mediker. So, and it's more than 5 minutes, so I got your attention. Mission accomplished.
Oh no, you did. I popped on to have a little bit of fun.
And that is how I destroy Mr. Mediker.
That's right.
Wait. Then you'd be admitting.
Everybody, yeah.
Wait. Then you'd be admitting that I was right, and that you are a troll and an attention whore. You got my attention. Nicely played, Amos Yee.
And
Good job, buddy. Way to fuck that up at the ending.
And you would be admitting.
So close. You had it so
my
close,
God.
but you fucked it up at the ending. You got a little braggadocious about it, didn't you? You got
I'm just talking about.
Oh, you fucking shot yourself in the foot on that one.
Eventually, Logic decided to speak up about this, where he spoke honestly and frankly about his experiences and what Amos Yee has done. I was going to play a clip from the video, because I remember he halfway through cut the video and left it as just a moving backdrop, which I think I still have a clip of, but sadly the video is no longer on his channel. If it is, I couldn't find it. Moving on from that, on December the 8th, 2018, Amos Yee lost his Twitter account as well. He had at the time faced many accusations he was running a number of forums. These forums at the time alleged to exist as a means to promote these relationships that should never, ever, ever be promoted. Not long after that, on December the 9th, he was banned from Facebook. He was being scorched earth from the internet. It's also interesting that the person that helped secure his asylum, Melissa Chen, who originally supported him 100%, was finally starting to see the light when it concerns what he was doing. And so when the Chicago Police Department were finally involved in something concerning Amos Yee, yeah, she threw her weight behind it, but I've again skipped ahead a little. You see, we have to go back to 2019, where he lost his Discord server, where he was recruiting people who were interested in the topic and arranging and organising with activists from all around the world. Shocker. Between April and July of 2019, Amos Yee was exchanging messages with a young lady aged 14 in Texas. Amos Yee exchanged explicit pictures with that person. The pictures of Amos Yee with his wang out, yeah, they're on the internet with the message logs. We know he did it. Of course they could be doctored, but since federal charges have been brought into this Cook County case, yeah, things are getting real now. In December of 2019, Amos Yee attempted on YouTube to defend this. Again, another deleted source though. His argument has always been that it is not immoral. I think he's ignoring the fact that it is still illegal. We can argue morals all you like, but the law of the land states very clearly what the age of consent is and the age you're allowed to do such things, like sending explicit pictures. In those same message logs, Amos Yee also asked the young girl he was essentially grooming to remove her age from her WhatsApp and other posts so that no one could trace or track how old she was. Because he's a genius, yo. On October 16th, Amos Yee appeared in court under charges of solicitation and possession of child porn. He has been living in Chicago, for those who don't know, for the past 3 years. When the judge tried to speak along with prosecutors and defenders, Amos Yee kept attempting to talk. He had to be shut down by the assistant public defender, and he is currently being held on a $1 million bail. He has been banned from using the internet while he awaits trial, which begins in November. Why am I telling you all of this? Well, it's because, interestingly, even in that courtroom, he is claiming, as is his defender, that he's just a troll. I'll be honest with you, Amos. You're not. There is no version of this where I can think of you as a troll anymore. You are a fully grown man who was caught sending pictures to a 14-year-old girl. If you are found guilty, there are 2 potential futures. The first is you have your asylum revoked and you are sent back to Singapore, which would not be ideal for you because additional charges would be laid at your feet in Singapore. Singapore, of course, no offence to those who are from Singapore with their prisons, are renowned for their human rights in prison. The second is you stay in a US prison. Not ideal for you, is it? We know the hierarchy in a prison. You would be at the bottom. You'd be broken in like a pair of shoes. This video is an exhibition of stupid people video because Amos Yee is stupid. Fact, stupid. But it also serves as a setup, which is why I haven't gone into too much detail, and there's a reason. Because in November this goes to trial. A Halls of Injustice is demanded, and you will get a more in-depth and thorough look at some of the arguments he presents in that video, which sounds like I've essentially wasted your time, but I haven't. I'm telling you what someone who once was a shining star on the internet, who had the potential to be something more, something bigger, can do when they take their, and air quote, trolling to the next level. You are not better than the criminal justice system. You are not better than the law of the land. I remember the videos of the streams you did when you first went to the US, and the first thing you were doing was dumping on America. They gave you a home. And I remember quite clearly you were yeeted from the home you were staying at initially because they had kids and you were promoting ideas that would endanger children. Yes, I remember all of this. It was cringe.